When Ross and I were talking about what we were going to do over this episode of InSight was, what do we do here in this beautiful Willamette Valley? What do you do with your family? What do you do with your kids? And so we decided to organize the program around what there is to do. And that's why we have Kathleen Schulte here with us. She is the education coordinator for Willamette Heritage Center at the Mill. And who doesn't know what the Mill is, right? Who doesn't go there?
Well, it's been there a long time. The mill has been there since the late 1800s, but it hasn't been the Willamette Heritage Center for that long. So we have a lot of things that people may not be familiar with.
What I got excited about was that we've been learning that people actually do want to get outdoors. They do want to see things, but what things really impressed me about the mill is that you're now appealing to something else that people want, and that is their heritage. And how are you getting kids and parents involved in learning not only about what goes on at the mill, but about their own past, their own pioneer history here?
Well, I believe that you can teach history best when you get people engaged in it.
Yep.
And a hands-on experience is the best kind of experience to get kids excited about history. So we work around that premise, and we discovered that as a heritage site, we frequently found out about things that people were interested in or had been interested in or had been skilled in the past that you don't see anymore.
Like what?
Like blacksmithing, or raising your own chickens, or raising bees, or making cheese, or all those sorts of things. And we discovered that there was a real hunger for people to learn how to do these things again. And it's not just because you think, well, if I know how to raise chickens, I can raise my own chickens. But it's also more, you get such a feeling of satisfaction from doing something like that and having a new skill. It's very satisfying.
Seems like hands-on, a lot of hands-on things. Is that what people are hungry for? Not a keyboard.
Absolutely hands-on. Get involved, jump in, try it out, get your hands dirty, pick up that hammer and bang on something. It's really all about that. And they do that. We have a lot of things that are actually doing rather than hands-on, and that was what we were looking for specifically. We didn't want a presentation or a demonstration. We wanted something more concrete, that people would go away from this introductory lesson with a beginner's level skill.
Well, we took a little bit of video and of one of the opening days of your classes, and I followed you around to knitting, beginning knitting, and blacksmithing. Why don't we take a look at that?
In through the front door, so there's the front door. So it goes through there, then you're going to wrap that working yarn around that back needle.
This one?
Yep.
We're looking at our knitting class. This is called Knitting for Newbies. It's a true newbie class, part of our textile arts series. We'll have one a month through November. This is just the first one. So we've got a bunch of eager beginners here. You have to be a real beginner to be in this class. That's what we wanted. There's all the people that say, I'd like to knit, but... So this is their excuse here. We have no buts here. We just gotta get knitting.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay. To me, learning is community. It's in a conversation and it's collaborative, and everybody just kind of gets together and hangs out.
We're listening to a group of beginner blacksmiths at work. You can hear the grinding of the fan over the forge. You can hear occasional hammering noises. This is part of our Urban Homesteader series, which we are running now for the first year and hope to continue it in the future. There would have been a forge and a blacksmith area here in the mill back in the day when it was running. These are skills that would have been, at one time, very important skills to have. The homesteader would have known how to mend, repair, shoe a horse, all those sorts of things. Raise chickens, make their own garden containers, can things, maybe raise bees. All those sorts of things are what we're hoping to do. This is number one in the series, and we're going to continue it through the year, so you got to keep watching to see what's next.
Wow. I love the pounding. You're right about the pounding.
Yeah, that's real pounding and fire. What more do you want, really? That's a good thing. Yes.
That's great. Well, those are really wonderful classes for adults. Can you tell us more about the kinds of classes you have for kids?
Well,
and
we run a
youth?
similar series, one per month, for children 10 and up, and it's called the Fiber to Fabric series. And
What's that about?
because, oh, it's all different things. We've been running these for about 2 years now. So once a month throughout the school year, essentially, you can sign up for a 10 to 2 o'clock workshop in some skill. And some of them are very basic, like beginning quilting or crochet, something like that. But also they get a little more involved. The one that we're working on right now is called inkle weaving. And inkle is a kind of loom, a rather primitive sort of loom. So kids will make their own loom and learn how to use it. And we introduce each of those workshops with a little bit of history, bring out something from the museum's collections that they can explore that ties in with what they're going to be learning, and then they go into the workshop. And that's, again, really hands-on stuff, going from looking at something finished, building your own tools, and then making something with your tools.
Wow.
Yeah.
They must have a real sense of accomplishment.
Absolutely. It's very, very satisfying for kids to actually make something real, not a pretend thing or a toy thing, but to make a real thing.
Something that they can actually feel. I know they're working with wool, they're working with fabric, they're working with something mechanical.
Yes.
Boy, that has to have real appeal. Do you think there's a hunger for it?
I believe it. Some of the teachers, the parents who come in say, I've been looking for something like this for so long. And we have a devoted group that come every month. So there's some people that really enjoy it, and they bring their kids every month for it.
Well, do you think if the word gets out that people will build it and they will come?
Yes, I would love
No
to have
pun
that.
intended.
Yeah, no, we can have a lot more people involved. We would
Yeah.
be happy to involve more people.
Or would you take ideas from the public saying, gee, I'd love to see a class on this or this and that?
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that I've been enjoying doing, going out in the community and finding people who are interested in teaching a skill.
Ah,
And that's been fascinating. I've met some very wonderful people who have skills that I would never have dreamed of. I didn't know anything about recycling old lumber. And there are people out there that take buildings apart for these architectural features, which can be remade into something very useful and beautiful. So now that's a new one to me.
how do people get in touch, learn more about your programs?
Well, we have a great website, which is easy to navigate. You can sign up for the class and pay for it on our website. We also do a lot with a very active Facebook page. We do put out information and newsletters and print material on site and for our membership. But I would check out the website and keep up with the Facebook page too.
And I'd like people to know that they can actually go to your grounds, to the Willamette Heritage Center at the mill, and just enjoy it for free, can they?
Yes, you can always come to our grounds. There are picnic tables. The mill stream wanders through the grounds. It's a lovely sight. The ducks will demand that you feed them.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, we've got a couple that are courting right now, so you encounter them all over the grounds looking for the prime nest site. Yeah, the grounds are lovely. At this time of year, they're getting better every day.
Yep.
Well, and you also have, it's not just the mill and the mill buildings, but you also have the Jason Lee House and the early Methodist parsonage,
Yes.
which are
Jewels.
yes. I mean,
Jewels,
the
yes.
Jason Lee House, isn't that the oldest frame structure in the West?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So those are special, and that people think that Oregon history starts with the Oregon Trail. Well, it goes back farther than that. This was a busy place in the prehistory, that time period.
Yeah.
And then the mill building, of course, is a special one to me, and it was declared an American treasure. And so the National Park Service has recognized it as being a very, very special building.
Yeah.
I think you've given us a bit of an education today. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Go down there and listen to the water going through. Nope, I don't want to spoil it for you. Go to Willamette Heritage Center at the mill and see what there is to do indoors and outdoors and with your hands.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today on
Thank
InSight.
you.
Appreciate it.